Before I begin, I'm starting to think maybe I should do a video called This Week in Crazy Comments, because hardly a day goes by without some of the most disturbing, outlandish, and blasphemous comments imaginable from Trump fans. They speak of Trump as being similar to Jesus, attribute to him ridiculous things like giving us back the sun and the moon, and without any irony, refer to others as suffering from Trump Derangement Syndrome. In reality, the TDS applies perfectly to them. It is sad that these people, many of which identify as Christian, have no self-awareness, as if they're mindlessly repeating these things, unaware of how they really sound. Of course, the Bible has a couple of words to describe what's happening, and those two words are strong delusion. However, what I wanted to talk about was another type of comment that comes up frequently. The comment basically states that I am judging Trump by talking about him as being the Antichrist. Of course, we all know that God is the true judge, not us, because only God can be perfectly just. Importantly, we have to recognize that the Bible does give us a number of specific descriptions about the Antichrist, both his character and his actions. These descriptions are for us so that we don't fall away from the faith and follow the man of sin down the road to perdition. Here's how we know that these descriptions of the Antichrist are for us. In Matthew 24:42, Jesus said, "Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come." What is it that Jesus tells us to watch for? The entire chapter of Matthew 24 holds the answer. At the beginning of Matthew 24, the disciples came to Jesus and asked him this, "Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?" Jesus then talked extensively about precisely those things, the sign of his coming and of the end of the world. One of the things that Jesus mentioned in Matthew 24 was the prophecy of Daniel about how the abomination of desolation will stand in the holy place. This is the Antichrist standing in the third temple proclaiming himself to be God. It is one of the things we are to watch out for. Thus, knowing who matches the biblical descriptions for the Antichrist helps us to watch out for that particular event. Not only so that we can keep an eye on the man we believe to be the Antichrist, but so that we can also help our fellow Christians not be deluded by him and fall away from the faith. In addition, the Bible talks about our having discernment and a sound mind and tells us, "By their fruits you shall know them." That is how we can know who the man of sin is, his words, his actions, how he's been his entire life, his fruits. So no, I am not judging Trump because God is our only judge. I do, however, along with many others, point out how Trump perfectly lines up with the biblical Antichrist. That is not judging him, but rather it is heeding the word of God. To close out on a more humorous note, as many of us saw, Trump casually suggested that he looks a lot like Elvis, and a young Elvis at that. So I guess in between finding videos about himself being just like the King of Kings, Trump also doesn't mind the comparison to the King of Rock and Roll. So just another crazy day in Trump world. Thanks for taking a moment to watch, and I'll talk to you guys soon.